The recent bull run in the crypto space sent prices into the stratosphere, topping a $600 billion market cap. But many have woken up to see their precious coins facing the dreaded bear. What does this mean for you and me? We got no idea. We're bad, remember? But we will do our best to distill it for you and provide our lame analysis. It's a Christmas crypto sale. Everything is 30% off episode of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
So it looks as if today is actually Black Friday, Joel. The real one.
All over again. The markets are just tumbling. Everything's falling apart. All the coins are down 30% or more, and people are freaking out.
That is true.
Just, especially a lot of the new people.
Mm-hmm. And this just in. This is faking news. Charlie Lee has just bought all of his Litecoin back.
Faking news. I like that. It's not fake news anymore. We're fakingnews.com. Don't go there. We don't know what you'll find if you end up there. Yeah, things are definitely looking very red today. But as I look at CoinMarketCap, it's funny because most of them are now green on the last hour. But I don't know about you. I, like the rest of the world, woke up to see Bitcoin sub 13,000. It's actually hanging around there right now. Ethereum around 640. Bcash around 2,600. The one strong one that's holding a lot of its own has been Ripple, which, of course, passed $1 and went all the way to like $1.15 or something over the past couple days. Even our beloved Litecoin back to 244. What in the world is happening, Travis?
You know what? This is interesting to think about, and I've been reading different theories about this, right? So we just started.
I find it more interesting to not think about it.
You know, in cases like this, I do notice when the market tends to crash, our audience sort of tends to not listen as much. They're like, oh, no, we need, like, okay, let's go outside and maybe rake some leaves. Maybe, I don't know, maybe play in the snow.
Some snow.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, come back.
Come back, you guys. It'll moon again soon, you guys. But my thought on this, because I was reading different theories on this, because we know that the futures market just sort of opened up in the last couple of weeks, right, with the Chicago one, and then the CMOE, I guess, just popped open on Tuesday, I believe. And so the question on this is this a market correction, or is this big money market manipulation?
And the answer, we don't know, but probably yes, a little bit of both. You know, the market cap's sitting around 489 billion right now. And if you look at the prices of where Bitcoin has been, you know, it was just, let's see, how long ago it was. I'm looking at the chart right now for the last month. And 1 month ago, Bitcoin was at $8,100. 1 month ago. 8,100. And then the craze happened, tulips, and it shot up to almost 20,000. And now it's down to, about 13. So for the last month, Bitcoin is still up $5,000.
$5,000 still up. I mean, this is the price that it would seem to me that is more reasonable about where Bitcoin probably should be. I couldn't believe how fast it went to 10 grand and then shot up to nearly 20 grand, Joel. I mean, that was insane. I have never seen anything like that in any investment situation ever, for it to go so parabolic. Like it was like a rocket taking off.
You know, here's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the first .com boom, only in a compressed period of time, you know, where from 1997 to 1999, investors were throwing venture capital behind anything that had a .com at the end of its name. I like to joke that you could have registered monkeyunderwear.com and you would have raised, millions and millions of dollars. And as people discovered, the internet, the web, it just money started pouring in and people didn't even know what they were doing. They just wanted to ride the wave. And then what happened? Well, the .com bubble burst. And then it actually took years. And I'm not saying, again, I think there's going to be a compressed period of time because we actually have the blockchain technology that is making a difference now. But it took several years for it to recover. And then the dot-com boom came and it's never left. Right. It's just, our stocks are at an all-time high right now, and the technology has matured and the web has matured. And those who invested before the bubble burst and held on through the downturn are likely very happy today.
Right. And it's not like this is the first time that Bitcoin has crashed or had a correction of 30% or more, right? Like it's happened how many times? 5 times already this year?
Yeah, just this year, Charlie Bilello, who is the director of research at Pension Partners, and I don't know the guy, but he's verified on Twitter. He posted a chart, says Bitcoin has declined 34% over the past 4 days. Its fifth 30% plus correction of the year. This is the 5th time. And this is nothing new. It happened in November. It went from a high of 7,800 to 5,500. Back before that, in September, it went from a high of 5,000 to 2,900. That was a 40% correction. In June, it went from 3,000 to 1,800. Back in March, it went from 1,300 to 800. And the biggest fall of all was the one that was documented. Actually, it's not the biggest fall. It's the second biggest fall, was in 2013, where Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 1,166 and then fell to 170. Man, I wish I would have bought some on that dip.
Yeah, but the actual biggest dip of all, Mr. Joel, was from September 14th, 2010 to October 8th, 2010. It got all the way up to 17 cents, and then it dropped all the way down to 1 cent.
Mr. Travis Wright, we're the biggest dips of all. I'm just going to go with that. So, be of good cheer, people. This correction had to happen, whether it is a normal correction or market manipulation or both. This had to happen. Gravity had to come into play. And I haven't sold any of my Bitcoin. I'm not holding a lot of Bitcoin. It's, barely worth the coin it's printed on. But I'm not selling it. This is about the technology, and the prices can go up and the prices could go down, but the technology, blockchain, and the solutions to real world problems that it will bring is here to stay. And while there's a documentary on Netflix called Banking on Bitcoin, which is fascinating and everybody should go watch it, I'm banking on blockchain. And that's why I'm invested into the crypto space. It's my personal belief that blockchain is going to revolutionize how we do almost everything that requires payments, transactions, or contracts.
Yep. And if you actually, that was one of an epiphany that I had last week when I was just looking at my own portfolio. Most of what I'm invested in are companies that own its own blockchain. Right? It's like there's people who are building on top of others' blockchains, but what I personally seem to resonate with is their own individual blockchains that are innovating and doing their own thing. So that's the thing about this is that, Bitcoin may end up being the MySpace of cryptocurrency. We're seeing it right now where I looked at it at the peak. There was 250,000 transactions in the queue sitting at 100%. Blockchain capacity utilization, and it's been that way for weeks. And I was listening to a Roger Ver interview yesterday, and he was actually making sense about that, because it's like it almost seems like if that's the case, where the average transaction fee is $38 to transact, and there's 250,000 of them in the queue, and they're not scaling the blocks, and they're not scaling the speed of anything or lowering the transaction fees. There's going to come a time where people are going to go, well, why would I want to store my wealth in Bitcoin? Because it's really hard to get out. It's really expensive to get out. Now, on some sides, you go, okay, well, it makes sense. You want it to be, higher transaction fees because you want people to hold it. Well, but a lot of times you want to get, you got to buy other cryptos with Bitcoin, right? So until there's more cryptos that you can act. So if I could buy, some of these other cryptos with Litecoin, then I would keep a lot of my money in Litecoin probably. But, since Bitcoin's pretty much the world's, crypto reserve currency, you have to have Bitcoin to move it to buy these other currencies, because you're not able to do these cross-chain atomic swaps yet, right? And so, but with those blockchains being clogged up, I mean, that's a problem. And I think have it sitting there for so long and those fees getting there, it reached a point and it said, "Yep, time to go down." And here we are.
Well, Bitcoin has now officially been declared dead 217 times. And again and again, and I'm sure articles will come out here as well. However, here's what you need to remember about Bitcoin. It is still the most decentralized of the cryptos, right? Because there's just so many nodes, like over 10,000 nodes out there, and there are developments that are coming. One of our listeners mentioned in the Telegram that there's going to be the implementation of Lightning, there's SegWit, there's atomic swaps, there's Bitcoin sending through radio waves, and there's a lot of people that are working on this. And so, Bitcoin has, been Caesar, and killed by Brutus so many times. It just keeps, resurrecting. And so I'm looking at it and going, et tu, Brute? I mean, I think that this thing, unlike Caesar, it's not dead yet.
It's not dead yet? Okay.
I'm not dead yet.
Well, you know what? That's one of the things we wanted to make sure to create just a quick, video for you guys, or a quick audio. Just create this quick content for you guys to be able to listen to and go, you know what? It's not the end of the world. You know what? This thing has had astronomical, gains this year. Now, if you can't handle the 30% dips and the corrections, then you don't deserve Bitcoin's 1,600% gains. Right. So you really have to think about that. You go, oh my God, this is tanking right now. Well, you know what? This is the time when people are fearful. This is the time to be greedy. That's what Warren Buffett would do. He said, oh my God, Bitcoin right now is at 13,000. Yes. If you could buy Bitcoin at 13,000 and a couple of days ago it was 19,000, and you would know that you could buy some more today, would you be freaking out, or would you be buying more today?
Are you making financial advice there?
I'm not making any financial advice. I am saying this. So this is what Ronnie Moas said today. He goes, how are you doing today? He goes, me, I'm buying Bitcoin. What is your mindset? Nothing goes up in a straight line. Bitcoin is still up 300% since September. Buy and hold, add on the dips. The bloodbath in many of the altcoins is justified.
Right. Do you think that the people that are holding the big bags of money are going, yeah, we're just gonna, we're gonna miss the opportunity as it goes back up? No, they're watching it. They've watching it go down, and they're going to be scooping up at the bottom, I believe, as well. This guy Charlie that made this tweet also noted that if Bitcoin fell 94% from its recent peak of 19,783, matching the worst historical decline, the one that you mentioned where it went from 17 cents to a penny, it would still be at a higher price than where it started the year. It could fall 94% and still be higher than where it was on January 1st.
Yeah, it would be at $1,187. How amazing would it be to buy some Bitcoin at that price?
Oh my gosh, I'd be on it like white rice, my friend.
Nice. Well, this is great. So you know what? If you have some coin to invest, maybe you do that. Maybe you hodl. Maybe you panic and you sell everything at a loss, because that's what a lot of the newbies do. They like to buy at the high and sell at the low and freak out in between, and then complain about how they lost money and it was a pyramid scheme and it was a big scam. But what you do is you buy and you hold, and then you hold, and then you hold, and you forget about it until the year 2025, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is worth this much. Woohoo!
Well, at least that's our opinion. That's what we're counting on, and we could be wrong, and the whole thing could go to zero, and you could lose everything. So don't listen to us.
Yeah, you know what? We have opinions. We're not financial advisors. Obviously, we say that and joke about that all the time. But you know what? We've had a pretty good track record, and we've seen what's happened historically on this thing. And you know what? What goes up must come down. But every time Bitcoin has come down, it has always gone back up, and then it comes back down.
That is true. That is true. There has never been a time that there's been a fall in Bitcoin that has not then reached a new high. And the only time that's not proven is right now, because we are in the decline. So we shall wait and see. And that's all I have to say about that, Mr. Travis, right?
I'm dreaming of a crypto Christmas. A black Christmas where all the cryptos dip in price.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your whatever it is you're doing, because I don't know when you're going to listen to this, but if you're listening to this over the holiday weekend, we'll probably talk to you again on Christmas morning, because who doesn't want to listen to a podcast on Christmas morning?
Ho, 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 bitches.
Stay bad.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor.